So for Aries, I said the solar eclipse hits their 5th house, but for Libra, the solar eclipse hits the opposite, which is the 11th house. So for Libra, you're making new friends. You are so busy and social. You're partying. This solar eclipse has you so all over the place, networking. It's going to bring phenomenal opportunities your way in terms of networking. And you will possibly, for the lunar eclipse, end a romance. And you might have some kind of a culmination to an event surrounding a child or children in your life. So this might be a little bit of an emotional time for any children that Libra has. And you're sort of going into this transition, this ending of something with the children or with a lover, and a creative project that you've been working on will finally be completed. So that's very positive. For Scorpio, it's the 4th and 10th house of home, family, and career emphasized again. Scorpio has new opportunities in their life direction and career happening. This is a public eclipse for Scorpio, the solar eclipse. So you will be going through this little mini crisis of balancing home and family demands versus career demands as a result of the August eclipses. For Sagittarius, again, the 3rd and the 9th house is emphasized. So this is the communication axis. Sagittarius is probably going to be traveling. They might have an international opportunity. There's a lot of highlights with the legal system. And if you're involved in any kind of lawsuit or legal action, that's all going to be magnified in August. And I can't tell you if it's for positive or negative unless I see your chart, but I can see the emphasis. I can also tell you that lunar eclipse will bring an ending to something with a relationship with a sibling. If you've been fighting, you might really have it out around the lunar eclipse, and it'll be emotional. If you are having problems in your neighborhood, it'll all come to a head around that time. You might be taking a lot of trips, a lot of either short journeys, or you might travel abroad. Travel is very emphasized for Sagittarius. Now for Capricorn, again, just like Cancer, it's all about money for you. This eclipse emphasizes your financial axis, which is the 2nd and the 8th house. For Capricorn, this is a fantastic time if you're thinking about starting a new business and you need venture capital, if you need investors, if you need people, other people's money, other people's resources, the bank, you need to take out a loan, a line of credit on your home, things like that. The solar eclipse is going to help you out. So use that energy and know that you have phenomenal opportunities for green lights with all of that. The lunar eclipse on the 16th could bring an end to a source of income that you have from, let's say, if you own property, you might lose something with that. You might have sold it and you no longer have an extra source of income from a rental. Or if you decide to sell one of your personal assets, or if you decide to downsize with your work, that type of income might be decreasing. But on the flip side, it's as if you're pursuing a new endeavor business-wise and you're getting other people to invest in you. So it's almost, there's that balance indicated for Capricorn. For Aquarius, again, you're the star of the eclipse. The solar eclipse will emphasize a new beginning in relationships for you or a new business partnership. We had a caller who was actually an Aquarius asking about that. It could be a business partnership or it could be a marriage. It could be somebody you are very close with, you decide to move in with the person. That type of close committed partnership will be launched for you in August. And the lunar eclipse, you have to be very aware of your health and your personal well-being, because a lunar eclipse in your house of self, in your physical house, will always affect you physically. So always watch your health around this time if you are someone who is already ill with something. If not, just realize it's a good opportunity to take better care of yourself. And finally, for Pisces, the solar eclipse should bring a totally new routine. You're bored with your routine. You really need to shake things up now. You are going to change the way you attack your daily tasks thanks to the August eclipse. And for the lunar eclipse, you are completely going to be more compassionate, more serving to others. It's a great time to do volunteer work in either a mental institution, a hospital. any type of charity. Whatever type of charity you do, Pisces, around the lunar eclipse will come back to you tenfold, because you are in a position with the lunar eclipse where you need to focus on giving back to others so that you can kind of recharge your own spiritual batteries. All right, so that's
good. Thank you, Maria. I really appreciate, the amount of efforts that you just put through. A lot of energy just went out of your being, and I hope that the Creator, the universe, blesses you with a whole bunch of calls and a whole bunch of website hits. And we're about to go live off the air in about 20 seconds. And I just had a couple more questions. Just thank everybody for being live over the air with us. We're probably going to continue for the next 5 minutes. I have a couple more questions. So after the show, you guys are more than welcome to go to the archive section of the page and track back and forth and, look at the shows at your leisure. I just had a quick question for you when it deals with astrology.
Sure.
I'm thinking about how some people, when they come, sometimes they prejudge astrology and thinking it's all about the future and that this person's going to tell me my future, and they sort of, set up astrologers as their gods, But I think that there's a lot of knowledge that needs to be shared about astrology in terms that it doesn't really necessarily guarantee the future. Perhaps it's just an insight into someone's life, another way of looking at the big picture.
Right. It's insight into the cycles, into the planetary individual cycles that you have. It's a valuable tool for timing, so you can learn when to act and when to hold back. When is it a good time to move ahead with that business decision? When is it a good time to start a new diet? When do you see positive cycles for relationships? It's endless. So when I make predictions for my clients, I always tell them that your free will has the last say, okay? Because if you sit and do nothing, nothing's going to happen to you. Planets don't make things happen. People do. So I can tell you about the potential that I see, but it's up to you to bring it to life.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it leaves the responsibility still in that person's hands.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Through the end, the responsibility is still in their hands, and they still come back with a sense of, empowerment and control, or somewhat control over some of their life. Because ultimately, we're humble to the earth when it comes down to, having ultimate control, because we can't control the earth,
Oh, absolutely.
So we are humble servants to this wonderful mystery of life, the universe, the earth, and the planets. And, I just really appreciate you coming on the air, such a little bit of a short notice, but I'm glad that the notice is coming now, so that way people can be more prepared for the future.
My pleasure. I love talking about my favorite subject and sharing it with people. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes, you're welcome. And where can people find your services?
Through my website, www.insightfulastrology.com. You can also email me directly if you'd like at astrologybymaria@aol.com. I'll get back to you. I do telephone consultations throughout the world. I also do email consultations. And if you're in the New York area, we can schedule an in-person session. And there's just so much information, again, on my website that I hope some of your listeners take the time to look at and begin educating themselves about the power and the beauty behind astrology.
Yes, the psychology of astronomy, astrology.
Mm-hmm. It is.
That's such a wonderful tongue twister. I love it. It can be used as a suggestion in hypnosis if you word it in such a way,
I had someone on my message board. My website also has a free message board, and one of the writers said, astrology is like a cheat sheet to your soul. And I thought that was beautiful.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah, it is. It is. I loved it.
Well, thank you so much for being on the air with me, and I hope to keep in touch for maybe the future. We could set up another time.
I would love to.
Together.
Anytime, Nicole.
Talk maybe a little bit more in depth about what astrology is. Today we're just focusing on the eclipse, but I'd love to do another show where we talk just a little bit more about, where, the origins, what it's about, and how people can use it in their life. So.
I would love to. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, have a wonderful day, Maria.
You too. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.